The plot rolls in 1985, where couple named Ivan and Catherine Greer live with their 9-year-old daughter Joy. Their housekeeper Rebecca, whom Ivan is having an affair with her two daughters Ivy 9 and Violet 8. These three young girls live as sisters. But Ivy has gotten bored by their childish games and leaves both Violet and Joy. She hears someone pull up to the house and sees that Ivan has unexpectedly returned home early. Aware of her mother's new affair with the pool boy of Ivan's house, Ivy excitedly states, "There's going to be fireworks to signal his mom." But Ivan catches Rebecca in his bed with the pool boy, and the two men briefly scuffle about that incident. Afterwards, as Ivan tends to his wounds, he and Rebecca begin a loud argument that is overheard by Catherine. Upon learning of their affair, she immediately evicts Rebecca and her children Violet and Ivy. After 11 years pass, the scene starts with Catherine, who has passed away, and Violet, Rebecca's daughter, who is now a beautiful young woman, returns to the Catherine's home and reunites with Joy. Violet states that she is looking for a summertime residence while working as a waitress to live a life, and is planning to attend a local junior college. Joy suggests that Violet reside with them and stay in the late mom's room. Joy is an amateur tennis star and engaged to her boyfriend Michael, who attends Yale University and will be working as an intern for Ivan's bank. During a late-night party, Violet feels isolated and ridiculed by Joy's Ivy League friends, so she excuses herself for a late shift at work. Afterwards, Michael takes Joy to her room and initiates for making love, only to be rejected by Joy. As Michael is on his way out, he runs into Violet, who has just returned from work and is dressed up in a leather outfit. Michael briefly questions Violet's job as a waitress, but she brushes it off and states the two have gotten off on the wrong foot. Taking advantage of his sexual frustration, Violet quickly turns Michael on and performs, making a passionate moment. Violet's obsession with Joy motivates her to destroy all of her other relationships. When her tennis partner Jamie comes over to the house for practice, Violet spikes their drinks. Joy and Jamie drunkenly attempt to play tennis, but eventually pass out. Violet then places Jamie in her bed, undresses and handcuffs her, then cuddles up to her. Jamie wakes up and, convinced her and Violet had just engaged in making love, flees the house horrified. Michael is Violet's next target. After once again getting rejected by Joy, Violet finds him sulking by the pool. She convinces him that the real reason Joy rejects his sexual advances is because she's unfaithful. Violet then gives him a small bottle of cocaine to reignite his former addiction, and the two of them have a moment in pool. Joy's father Ivan is the next to be turned on, with Violet skinny dipping while he's watching and dressing up in his late wife's clothing. The Greer's new housekeeper, Mrs. B, quickly becomes suspicious of Violet and makes words with her while attempting to thwart her schemes. She is later killed by Violet after she threatened to expose her. Michael seeks out Violet and angrily confronts her after losing his internship at the bank due to the drugs she gave him. He also did some research on her, finding out she never enrolled in a local college, as well as the dark history of both her mother and her older sister Ivy. Michael suggests that she pack up her things and leave before he confesses everything to Joy when they meet up at the house later that day. Violet tricks him into coming over earlier than planned, telling him Joy actually planned to stand him up and meet with another boy 30 minutes before he's supposed to show up. When Michael arrives at the Greer's house, Violet knocks him unconscious and injects him with a large dose of drugs and eventually killing him. Joy returns from a failed tennis match and is also upset that Michael never met up with her. She gets a call that informs her of Michael's death, and when she goes to tell her father, she walks in him and Violet engaging in forcing activities. After Joy flees the house, Ivan tells Violet she must leave. She accuses him of repeating the abandonment of her mother, then hides the drugs for Ivan's heart condition and disables the phones. As he tries to drive away, Ivan discovers he's trapped in the garage. Once he passes out, Violet turns on the car so the room will fill up with carbon monoxide. Angry, Joy decides to return to the house only to see that the power is out. She searches around until she discovers housekeeper Mrs. B's body. She then runs into Violet, who demands that Joy dress up with her and play like they did when they were children. Violet plans for them to commit suicide by drinking poison. Joy resists, and they begin fighting. Joy briefly gets away and races out of the room to the stairway, shouting for help. Violet resumes her attack, but is spun around by Joy and begins to lose her balance at the top of the stairs. Joy grasps Violet's pearl necklace to keep her from falling and pleads with her to reach out and take her hand. Instead, Violet closes her eyes and stretches her arms above her head. The necklace shatters and Violet falls down the stairs to her death. Joy is initially stunned, but she calmly exits the mansion with a newfound confidence and a brief smile, and leaves to start a new life elsewhere with no one with her.